Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Right then, day 34 on the Courier exchange. I think that's right. I've moved to the car park from home this morning. I bid on stuff. It's Friday. I kind of changed my pricing style on a Friday. I probably price this way during the week as well now. I'm getting a bit more, not picky by any means, but I've kind of changed. I've evolved a little bit. I just don't do stuff for like peanuts. Again, I might change in the winter, but rather, I'll switch my engine up. I'd rather work for something decent, you know, that if you do get stuck or whatever, you can use your fuel and get home and things like that. So I bid on a few bits, but I didn't bid cheap. So again, these things are getting sold, so the guys are out the area, you know. It's kind of a bit like a chess game. There's only so many lads. Bear in mind, once the small vans move out, or the big vans that's doing it for small van, and these are cheap prices. So if I'm bidding 85 pence, they're doing it for less than that. And it might suit them because they're getting home or whatever. I get it, I understand it, but I just didn't. I just hold my nerve. There's another one just come on, 2 seconds. And we're back. Yeah. So it's a Friday, you know. Everybody kind of wants to be home on a Friday, and I do this weekend. I probably will work Saturday if there's work on there, because I'm off on Monday. I've got a physio appointment on Monday, starting this process all over again. Got a dodgy back, but it doesn't stop us doing anything. But I kind of got lost in the system. I've been on tablets for about a year now. I was only supposed to be on 3 months. But yeah, so I didn't bid cheap on them. I know we're in a competitive kind of bidding world, but they just have our pants down. There's nobody ever rings you. I think once I've had somebody ring us again, oh, you're a bit cheap there, I'll give you an extra tenner or something. But no, you know, there is only a certain amount of drivers that will want to move around the country on a Friday to different places. The job I've just bid on there, that last one, was like past Chester. So, you know, you might potentially have to dead mile it back. You don't want to be sleeping out on a Friday night because there's no work on a Saturday. I've been caught with that one before. So it's just my thoughts, and I might change again. I might evolve, you know, totally change, different, but that's my thoughts at the minute. So yeah, I'm in the car park. I'll let you know if and when I get a job, or if I don't. Okay, speak to you soon. Right then, welcome back. I got a job to hear the rain in the van. I got a job to Workington, so I bid £1 a mile on it, 100 quid. It's not far, to be fair. It's just the kind of drive because of single lanes and things like that. But I didn't mind it, and pretty much got zero chance of getting anything out of it. The West Coast does nothing for me. Anyway, I drops off. It was for an engineer. Picks up for a lad, from a lad, lovely. I had to get this really big site, like a paper thing, in Workington. And I rings the engineer about 10 minutes away and says, you know, 10 minutes away, pal, is there any instructions? Do you want us to cover a certain place? Oh, thanks for ringing us, brother. Yeah, just drop it at security. Tell him it's for, you know, Kevin ABC, and fantastic. It's no bother at all. So I parks in the car park, walks across to the security hut. And I went, I've just been speaking to Kevin ABC. Says to drop this off here and he'll come and collect it in a bit. No, it needs to go into stores. Oh, I've got no issue, pal. I'll take the stores for you, but I'm just telling you what the lad said, you know, it was the engineer I rang. Well, it'll not fit through the gap. There's like a little gap at the bottom of the office window thing. Like I say, pal, I'm not here to argue with you. I'll just put it in the back of the van, I'll hit the stores. And I'll ring Kevin on the way to see it's at stores instead. Not an issue. Come round the back. Alright then. Fucking hell. So I literally went round the back of the security office, he opened the door, took the parcel office and signed for it. Every fibre of me being wanting to go on. You were just being a cock for being a cock's sake, weren't you? But I didn't, because we're professional. Just nodded and smiled. Thanks very much, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. So yeah, what an absolute fucking bell end. You know, some security guards are fantastic, you know, they're with the moon just for a big company for 5 minutes, but what a fucking cock. So anyway, I've bid on a job. The job was in Cockermouth, going down to Peterborough. and I haven't bid cheap. Bid like, it's Friday fucking afternoon. So I bid like 90 pence a mile, but I had on car. That's your first warning. That they're looking for it cheap. You know, when it's like the same when they put on motorbike. No, I drive a van. It's like mentioning small package will fit in your hand. I couldn't give it, if I could balance it on my fucking nose, it doesn't make a difference. I've still got to fucking drive my van to that location. You know, you can have the whole fucking size of the van, the capacity it can hold, pal. But because it's small doesn't mean you get a cheaper price. Fucking, yeah, that covers that off. So yeah, I'm going to give it 10 minutes. If they're desperate, they'll use us. If they're not desperate, I'm quite happy. It's a Friday afternoon. Football's back on this weekend. I can toodle home, have a night on the wine, but I know it's not going to happen. Something will fucking intervene. The Courier gods will be losing the battle against the evil gods. And I'll get shafted with fucking Peterhead or something. So I'll update you later. Hopefully everybody's well. Just watch a lad going in the car park. I mean, Costa, is it? Starbucks on the A69. He's been in the car park 3 times. About fucking, there's 2 gaps either side of me. Thick twat. I've kind of changed the angle on my camera as well. I'm trying to buy you a microphone, and then I'll be able to like put the screen on so you can see the road when I'm driving, and then I can chunter, because at the minute I kind of chunter when I stop, and I'd like to chunter when I want to chunter. So I'm gonna try it. I've bought one off Amazon. So it gets delivered tomorrow. I'll hopefully give it to 12. Anyway, what is the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Yeah, there he's gone around again. He's gone around again. That's the 4th fucking lap he's done in that car. Maybe you can't stop. What was that film where they couldn't stop the bus or something? Can't remember what they called it now. Might be that. If he comes around again, I'm going to get out. Yeah, so I was heading back. I didn't get that job. I got a fucking black eye, it's a shadow. That I bid on. And I wasn't expecting much, to be fair. I never get any look out where he's going round again. He's fucking going round again. What are you doing? Unless he's got a babby asleep in the car, I just thought. Maybe he's not a dick. Maybe he's a very, very clever dad. Just thought. For him to keep going round and round and round. Bet you that's what that is. Clever fucker. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything out of fucking Carlisle. I think I've had 1 job up to Glasgow. It is like just a dead end. It just, nothing happens in Carlisle. So I was toodling home and a job kept coming up. Ashington to Carlisle. Ashington to Carlisle. That's his 6th lap round now. Ashington to Carlisle, Ashington to Carlisle. I was like, fucking, feel, you know, because I was thinking in my head, I wish it'd been Carlisle, Ashington would have goes home. Anyway, it was on and on and on and on. So I'm probably about 30 minutes away from Ashington at this point. Decided I was just heading home. It's 74 mile is the trip to Carlisle from Ashington. So I just put a bid on for 120 quid, right? Again, I can't remember who commented, I wish I could, was like, you know, just put a price in for jobs that you didn't want to do at a price that'll make you kind of happy. So I thought that'll pay for me fuel both trips back from Carlisle, you know. I only run a small van, the extra 50 quid. And I put a note and said, listen, and it read, if you're desperate, I'll do it. But it's Carlisle, I've just returned from there empty, I'll be doing exactly the same again. Smiley face. Anyway, the lad rang us. And he went, are you going to rescue us? Oh, and I said, I've seen you been advertising. I says, but, you know, Carlisle just seems to be, I'm only new, pal, but it's just, you know, there's no work. It's a one-way trip. If it had been first thing in the morning, brother, I probably would have done it for like £1 a mile or something, but, you know, I've just literally come back empty. I'm going to come back empty again for you. No, I appreciate it. All right, fair enough. So I've picked that up, and now I'm on my way to Carlisle to drop it off. So I get to the hospital, and that's what it was. It's a hospital to a hospital. And it said 2 tote boxes and 1 flight box. And it was on, the flight box was on wheels. You know, like what the lassies walk up and down the aisles with when you're on holiday. It's one of them. So it's on wheels. I put it in the lift, comes down, goes to the van, puts the 2 tote boxes in, try to lift that box on the wheels. Not a fucking hope. It's got to be. Fuck, I can lift one side of it, but I couldn't deadlift it off the ground. If I literally like put everything into it, I'd probably get an inch off the ground. So I've managed by using my fucking knees and everything to tip it on its side on the van and then push it in. And bear in mind, I'm 6'4", 15 stone. I know my back's not the fucking best, but you know, I'll feel it in the morning, but I can still do the graft when I need to do the graft. But if you've been 5'2" and 8 stone wet, you're not going to lift that bastard. So I don't know how that, it should have been a 2-man job really, or a tail lift job or whatever, but obviously trying to keep the cost down. And bear in mind, I've just fucking shafted him for 120 quid. So there you go, you're up to date. I've got a Starbucks. I'm probably about 40 minutes away. I'll get this dropped off and then I'm heading home unless there's a job at Carlisle. And if there is, I'll come back on, but if not, I'll be the same pet.